I've been in this tech automation space for a little while now, and I'm not a guru. Well, I am because, baby, I know what I know. But I have been utilizing Zapier as my connectivity tool. And if you don't know what Zapier is the tool that just helps you to create a trigger and an action that automates it without you having to do anything. There are a ton of different systems you can use. Make is one of them, Integromat, and a few others that I've used in the past, like Pabbly. But I love Zapier because of the enormous amount of apps that they already have and are utilizing day to day. And let's just jump into all of these folders and what they are. I love to organize things in a structure that makes sense to me and other people. So for me right now, I have different archives folders, and if I wanted this, you'd see that I've tested out a lot. Okay, there's 2 pages, 25 each, so about 50 of them. And to be honest, I also have some Autobots that do some things, and I'm going to show you these as well. The Autobots are more so bots that do a reminder or they trigger certain types of notifications. I just set it and forget it because, for example, when I had a vid pop responder, I don't utilize this now actually, but it's been on since 2023. And essentially, what it would do is receive that notification and then send it into Slack, which was very useful at the time. Anytime someone signs up for my partnership program, it sends me a Slack notification. And anytime someone does a submission inside of my Airtable task management, it also sends a notification. So there's a couple of them that I used to use. One I love to use was anytime someone booked something on my calendar, it would send me a Slack notification. But that became very overwhelming after a while because I have so many different tools that I use for that. Now let's jump into the folders. The client folder is specific to clients Zaps that I create if they don't create it in theirs. So maybe, for example, when I have to manage multiple systems like Monday.com, my own ClickUp, and someone else's ClickUp, I would create a specific Zap that says anytime someone creates a Zap or creates a ClickUp task or any task for me, it will go into my ClickUp account and their folder list or all the things. So that's been helpful. Those are the type of tasks that I create in here for Zapier. And then my client journey is where we're going to live. So I'm going to circle back to that bad boy. But community, I have a community for virtual assistants, as well as a company that I've been so wanting to start back and will start back because the details are coming soon. It's called Golden and Tech Savvy. So anytime someone signs up for those things, it comes in. Personal Zaps, Royal Team Zaps, and these were specifically for me onboarding my team. So anytime they were hired, anytime they were offboarded, anytime they took time off, all of the things were triggered there. And just other things that I was playing for. Now, the journey starts very simply. Simply. I don't even know why simply is not a word, but it should be. So, anytime someone schedules a call with me, I utilize Moxie to do this. And Moxie has hand down been one of my favorite systems outside of Sweet Dash because you know I'm a Sweet Dash girly. But you have the couple of different navigations that they can do this. They can do a connection call, which is typically what I like to do the most apps with. Um, and what this does is it has a path where it pulls the information from the call, creates a record in Airtable, which I'll show you guys that later because I need to show you. Then it does an actual ClickUp task as well, which essentially just makes it into my directory. And I don't know why I have it in multiple spaces. The real reason is that the ease of use from myself and my team when I need something, like for example, contact information, that's all stored in side of ClickUp. Then you have the Ring Central contact that is created and an SMS that's sent to them just to say, hey, thank you so much. You've scheduled a call with me. You'd go ahead and they can respond back to it. So I let them know, please feel free to respond back with any questions. There is a delay that I do create as well based on the start time of the call to go ahead and have my template for me to go through my call with them. Depending on what I'm doing, I do have a little small presentation that I do. And then I have specific Suite Dash consults path, which this path is made with the realization that I have core questions on my form that is conditional logic that just says, hey, did you have this before? Do you have this? And it puts it inside of my ClickUp task when that's created. So it does the same thing, getting Airtable, getting ClickUp, creating the contact, and sending a message. The other beautiful thing that I have here is when a client actually schedules an onboarding session, this is done as the proposal is signed and completely finalized. They actually also get batched into a gift. So I use Goody or Snappy for my gifts. And so I send them a gift at the time of our onboarding call. I normally send it like 2 hours after so that it has that effect of, oh my gosh, I'm new here and I'm royally being, treated, all the things because I love them. And then the lastly, anytime they do schedule any other call, it actually just sends them a text message to let them know that that specific call is booked. And that's how I wrap all that up. Now you can do this in different Zaps. So I could have done one, two, three, four different Zaps, but I combine them all in paths because it makes the most absolute sense. Whew, that was a breath, baby. The second thing that normally happens after they schedule a call is this proposal signed. So it's not labeled number two because it should be. But and let me just change that now because y'all not about to bully me, okay? You're not about to bully me through this screen. So normally what happens is, oh, this is the actual other one. So this isn't number two. Um, Let me go into the one that should happen. Because I've played with so many different ways. Oh, this is the right one. Okay. So because I play with so many different ways of onboarding a client, I've made one now that just works while I sleep. And what I will say is this took me some time to finagle, and I'm a very I guess I'm a perfectionist in a way of saying that if it doesn't work to the exact point of me not having to do anything in this stage, then I will modify it as many times. So basically what this does is it recognizes that the proposal has been signed. Prior to this though, and a Zap that I didn't show you guys, is it will, anytime I send a contract, it will send them a text message as well as update their ClickUp stage to say that the proposal was sent and placing that proposal link inside of that ClickUp task. Okay, it makes it easy. Here, when they sign it, it finds that client inside of Moxie, grabs all of that details, and then puts that updated details inside of ClickUp. So their address, their birthday, and all those fancy stuff. So it separates that, it marks them as booked, and then it adds them specifically to a marketing group for clients. And then I have a new alert that says, hey, girl, you just booked a new person, okay? And that makes me feel good every time I see it because when I wake up to a Zap, to a Slack message, it makes me just feel really like, oh my gosh, God is working. And so there's two specific paths that I have designated here, one of which is mainly used, the other of which is pretty new because it's a standalone service that I do personal care for. And so here, what happens is it finds that same Airtable record it created in the beginning of the call, and then it updates it to booked, adds now a project tracker, which I'm going to show y'all in another video, baby. And then it goes ahead and creates that client list, which is very templated. We have a template list that I have for onboarding and it's sectioned out. I can actually give you a peek of what that looks like because I think it would benefit you as it benefits me, as it is always just a beautiful template to showcase. And then after it goes ahead through that process of going to the ClickUp list, then it also creates a Slack channel for that client. So this is the actual ClickUp list that it creates. It's very much so a conditional space where even though I have different types of clients, they all get the same layout. So they get an onboarding section, which is a very low key section because all we do is do some pre onboarding items, which is setting up their Slack channel because we utilize Slack as their onboarding space and also their like client portal and project tracker space. And I just made a video about that, so go look for that one. And then you have the onboarding call that I normally conduct and Slack invites that happens after the call because I just like to make sure they know all the things before they jump in there. I then have an operational space. This is used for when they don't utilize their hours, that gets tracked there. Any meetings that we have, that gets tracked there. And then we have marketing and the project slash admin tasks that we list out accordingly. So that's how it gets set up each time. I used to also like adding the agreement here as well. I used to embed it, but because I have it inside of my directory, I no longer add it here. Just ease of use. And then I have a welcome message I sent in Slack. I send a 30-day reminder for them to review me. I'd also invite my teammates inside of Slack, just one person specifically. I create a master hub like access card for them, and then I create the folders, the shared folders for us to utilize inside of Google Drive. So that is all done based on this one Zap, and it does send them that link for the folder as well automatically. So I literally don't have to do anything, and they know if they want to do anything like uploading items in there, they can. I don't have a onboarding form anymore because I found that it was less it was not being completed the way that I wanted to. I've also thought about doing different onboarding styles. So, for example, one of the onboarding processes that I had was just sending them directly over to like this type form, type of video, kind of onboarding, which I've not tested out yet because I love just having an onboarding call with them. It's more genuine. This is the proposal sent process that I was telling you that once the proposal is sent, to them, it actually then sends them a text message. It finds them inside of my ClickUp and then just updates that record. So it makes it so much easier for me when I'm looking at the proposal. And then I also have ClickUp internally doing automations to send them reminders in regards to their proposal if they haven't actually moved from that stage and that status. So, I mean, I've done a lot in this video thus far, and you can only imagine how I love utilizing Zapier. Zapier has been in my business for a long time, and once they dropped that price, baby, once they went down from being like $79 for 100 Zaps to $29 for 750, I was never going to leave. It was never going to be a plan for me to leave. So, if you guys want to steal some of my zaps, please feel free to. I actually had made a Thrive built out of some of my zaps that I've created. But if you just want to steal them, baby, just let me know. Put it in the comments and I'll go ahead and send it to you. Thank you so much for watching again, and we'll see you soon.